The story of the kingdom gives us a whole different perspective on the cross. When people ask the question, what did Christ accomplish on the cross? Well, the traditional way that a lot of people have answered that is that, well, Jesus either bore the wrath of God, or he defeated Satan, or he provided an example for us to follow. And people often present mutually exclusive theories about what Christ accomplished. But I want to approach the cross like this. I believe that the cross is a multi-dimensional accomplishment within a story that begins in the garden and ends in the kingdom. And so when we see the cross within the story of the kingdom, we see that it is a multi-dimensional accomplishment. We don't need to reduce the cross to one aspect of what Christ has accomplished for us. We can appreciate the fullness of it. Through the cross, Jesus forgives our sin. He bears our guilt and our shame. He adopts us into a new family. He conquers and vanquishes our enemy, Satan and demons. He provides an example for us, and on and on and on. The dimensions of what Christ accomplished on the cross are unending. And yet, it's not just that he accomplished all these things and that they're unrelated. No, there's coherence in all of this, because at the heart of the cross is that Jesus died in our place for our sins. He is our substitutionary atonement that deals with our sins and reconciles us to God within the broader story of the renewal of heaven and earth. And when we talk about the meaning of the cross, we need to remember both the vertical and horizontal reconciliation that takes place. Christ died in our sins, reconciling us to God, but he did so within this broader work of reconciling the world to himself. So through the blood shed on the cross, we're made right with God. This is good news. But we're also made right with one another. The dividing wall of hostility has been torn down, and God is building a multicultural people who are united in his Son, Jesus Christ. And this plays out in everyday life because we are called to take up our cross and follow the King. In 1 Corinthians 1:18, the Apostle Paul says, "The message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing. But to us who are being saved, it is the power of God." When we look at the cross from a worldly perspective, it's loss, it's defeat, it's shame. But when we look at the cross through the lens of faith, it's the power and wisdom of God. Christ is reigning from the cross.